Hey, so today I'm going to introduce you to coal miner's daughter. This is the classic smoky eye. I'm going to show you the technique and how you can intensify it based on your comfort level. So if you want to be more of a lighter smoky eye, all the way up to the darkest of the dark, you're going to be your own makeup artist and do your makeup on your own terms. I've got Starla Dawn in the house today. We had so much fun. We even broke some rules. Can't wait for you to check it out. See you soon. All right, so we're gonna work on Coal Miner's Daughter today. So Coal Miner's Daughter was really brought to light because of thinking of the putting coal around your eyes, you know, kind of that play on that. But what I've learned through teaching is people think that smoky eyes is a color, not the technique. And really it's the technique of adding the color low and smoking it out to where there's nothing. So, and I'm gonna demonstrate that, of course, but knowing why we did this is really to have people feel comfortable and confident with building the intensity level. So you can start a smoky eye really light and then build up. So we're going to start with a brown base. This is our dark chocolate Evershadow. And I'm going to use the medium fluffy and just kind of tap that in. The reason I'm using this brush instead of the concealer brush that I have been using with the Evershadows is because I want it to blend as I'm applying. So I'm going to go close to her lash line and just really build that and go across. Now I would recommend with doing a look that is going to be intense on the eyes, do your eyes first before you do your foundation. That way if you have a ton of fallout, you mess up, you're not wasting that foundation or that time. So I'm just applying kind of like eyeliner at this point. So I can tell that there's a lot of product on here. So I'm actually going to wipe some of it off. Just using makeup wipe, baby wipe, whatever you've got around. So now I'm going to go back and forth and move up and blend. Now, if at this point we're already too dark for you, you could use our Bare Evershadow, which is a light cream, and use the brown shadow on top of it that we're going to use. So that's a way to, again, build that intensity. Now, I'm only blending the product that is on there. I didn't add any more, I'm just blending. So I do kind of a windshield wiper motion back and forth. Turn towards me a little bit. There we go. Just back and forth. I'm going to top this with shadow, so it doesn't have to be perfect. I just want it to be across the lid. And I'm going all the way up to her contour bone in here. So I'm just really covering that lid. Go back over here, keep moving. So you see how I'm able to continue to blend? The product hasn't set completely yet. With me? Close. Now, just continuing to blend. That is a huge key with a smoky eye. You blend and blend, and then when you think you're done blending, you blend some more. Just back and forth. Windshield wipers.
I'll try to make that sound whenever
You should. You should. Like. Don't you make sounds when you do your makeup?
All the time, actually.
I always try to make the craziest faces at myself that I can.
Life is more fun with sound effects.
I think so. I agree. For underneath the eye, I'm going to take my eyeliner pencil and just lightly tap a little bit hugging again on that lash line. You could also use the brown if you don't want to use black. No problem, make it your own. I'm going to use my Tusty Q-tip. My Tusty. I meant to say trusty. Let's make up words while we're doing this too. That's more fun. Sound effects, new words. Open your eye for me. There you go. Just blending that. Now Q-tips are not created equally. You have fluffy ones, you have pointy ones. So think about the Q-tip. Think about the Q-tip and think about the job that you want it to do. Look up again. Just doing a little bit. You can also do dots, connect the dots. You can do dashes. You can do tiny circles. If you watch some of our videos, you'll see the different techniques that we use. And Jessica did this killer video with all the ways that you can use the eyeliner pencil. And she used it as a eye base. So if you wanted to do this look with black all the way over, you would just take your pencil, have your black base, and then top it with the brown. So now, I'm gonna take the dark brown that's in here, and this is kind of like a golden brown color, so it's gonna reflect the light really nicely. I'm gonna use the same medium fluffy. I'm just gonna tap it. Now, I wanna make sure that this is really reflective in the center, so that's where I'm gonna start. I'm gonna deposit all the product here, and I'm gonna make sure I already tapped off the excess, but I'm gonna tap some more. Just make sure I really get that off. As soon as I hit that lid, I don't want any fallout. So I'm gonna take that extra step, and then I'm just gonna press it, push it in there. Not blending yet, just applying. Tap, 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 tap. Going in the center. I'm gonna make sure I'm covering the lid. So starting in the largest area and then working my way to the outer corners is going to give me the results I want. Doing pretty well. Don't have a whole lot of fallout. Turn towards me a little bit.
No, that's a benefit of using a cream base, right? Is that it catches the powder shadows a lot better.
Yeah, it grabs it, you know. So not only is this an eyeshadow color, but it's also a base, you know. So you can wear it by itself, or you can use it in conjunction with anything else. I also love to use the dark chocolate with a liner brush and use it as eyeliner. So there are so many looks within one kit. I came up with an idea as far as, you know, if you're not sure what to do with makeup, here are the simplified products, here's an idea, but really it's just to give you the confidence to make it what you want it to be.
Once you have that confidence, you get to play around.
You should be unstoppable. Then you are your own makeup artist. All right, so I'm just tapping, tapping. If you notice, I have not blended, I'm just tapping and pressing. And you see that shadow's all the way on there. Tapping and pressing. At this point, I'm just making sure that I cover that dark chocolate so it's set. I'm gonna take my angled fluffy, and now what I'm gonna do is go right to the spot where the color is stopping, and that's where I'm gonna blend up. Again, you think you're done blending, we're gonna blend some more. This is a clean brush. That's a big key when you're blending dark colors. You wanna make sure you have a clean brush. If you have it, it's a dirty brush. If I used this one that has all my eyeshadow on it, all I'm gonna do is push around more makeup. So I just wanna tuck in there and blend up. Windshield wiper again. And the reason why I didn't start at the lower part of the lid, close that lash line, is because that's where I want it to be dark. Remember, this is a smoky eye. We're creating that smoke effect. So if I start here I'm not cleaning anything up. I just want to clean up here so there's no hard lines. I want that to blend and just fade into the lighter color that we're going to add. Okay, so for going into her eyebrows, we're going to talk about the eyebrow trio that's here. These can also be used as eyeshadows. What I'm going to do is use the lightest color here. We're going to go right underneath her brow. And I'm going to use my angled brush. The reason I'm starting there is because I'm going to use the darker ones after. So you always want to start with your lightest color and then move into your dark. I'm going to load my brush like that. I'm just going to go right under. This is how you can use a minimal amount of brushes but reuse them in a way that works. So sometimes depending on your look, your steps will change. For example, doing your eyes first instead of your foundation. So what I'm doing is I'm dragging this and then pulling down. So the effect that I'm trying to create is bringing the light to the dark, dark to the light. So they're going to meet together, and then it's going to be completely blended through there. There's also this lighter color, so depending on your skin tone, you may need to dip there in order to have this highlight underneath the brow. So just kind of play around with it, see which one works best for your skin tone. I got a lot on the back of that. All right, pulling that down. I designed the kits to be as universal as possible. So, having that in mind of women grabbing the kits and kind of playing around, it's like, well, this color doesn't necessarily work for that, but we can use it for this, so you can make a lot happen. All right, so now I'm going to go into the darker points of the try, and I'm going to go to now the medium color. And I'm going to start to fill in her brows, and then I'm going to follow that up with the dark. So again, starting with the lighter, moving into the darker. So short little strokes, just filling in a little bit. Starla's an awesome model that has great brows. So there's not a ton of work to be done, but a little filler.
There was a ton of work to be done when I got them done yesterday. So.
Oh, thank you. You're so considerate. So a question that I often get is, where are the peaks? Where do I start? Where do I end? So really quickly, you're going to start. I like to use my brush handle straight up. You want to start it at that inner corner of the eye. She's got it perfectly started. We're going to go for the peak. We're going to cut across her pupil. That's where the highest point is. And then across the outer corner for the end. So all we need is a little touch at the end.
Now when you're extending the ends, is there any tips or anything that you can do to make sure you don't make a mess of your eyebrows and you get a nice sharper line?
Well, for me, I really like to use, that's why I'm using this brush, because it's really tight.
Really thin line?
Yeah, it's a really thin line that it's going to produce. So I'll actually use the darker on the tail and I'll show. So pulling it. It just adds.
Just very gently.
Gently, gently, gently. All right, so we're going to finish this side. And if you've done too much, you're not. Restraint is an important thing to makeup, so if you are learning restraint, then just make sure you have lots of Q-tips on hand, so you can always blend what you've done. Sometimes you may need to grab a baby wipe or a makeup wipe and start over. And that's okay, because especially with this dark of a look, if you don't have your foundation on, you're not worrying about what you're losing. So I'm going to seal the product in with the brow gel, and I'm going to brush the hairs up. You can also use this as a clear mascara. But with this look, I'm sure you're going to want to be really lashy. Flashy and lashy. All right, so we've got your eyes at a really nice place. Again, this is kind of mid-range. We can go lighter, we can go darker, depending on the base that we use and how much shadow we put on. So can always play. You could even do a non-smoky eye and do more of a lighter lid and then a contour within this kit as well. So a really important part of this look is making sure that you highlight. So we're going to talk about highlight placement. So we have the rule of 3, where this is going to be your highlight, which is my ring finger. My middle finger is where the blush is going to go, and my pointer finger is going to be my contour. So that's just kind of an easy way to be able to know the spots that you want to make sure that you hit. As I add highlight, I'm going to use my champagne color that's in the palette, and I'm going to use that at different points in the face. Again, with this look being dark, we want to make sure that we add light to it. So using the champagne with a fluffy brush. Key point, this brush is now clean. I did not use the same brush that has the brown that we've used on your eyeshadow. I'm actually using a clean brush, so making sure, because remember, once you go dark, it's really hard to go back into the light. So I'm going to put the highlight right in this area and just lightly brush it on. I tapped off the excess, and I'm just doing kind of a little C motion. I'm just blending it through. The next spot is you always want to make sure that you're hitting this inner corner. Everyone has darkness there, because that's a shadowy area. So we want to make sure that we add light to that area. So just filling that in and pulling it down. You can use this under your foundation as a way to add more of a reflective effect to your concealer, especially if you have darker circles. That's a really nice way to help balance the light. You can also sweep this across if you'd like. We'll do a little bit, just real light. Another area is going to be along the Cupid's bow. So this is your Cupid's bow. I love that name, it's so cute. So we're going to add a little bit here. It's going to make our lips look a little more pouty and full, which is great because this is definitely more of a sexy look that we're doing. Sexy and sophisticated. So we're going to go over to this side, turn a little more towards me. This way. There we go.
I'm following directions so well today.
I know. You are my superstar. Here we go. Just blending that in. I don't want a whole lot. I just want a nice touch. Again, adding that inner corner. And then I'm pulling down. I refer to this area as the triangle, so I'm making sure that I keep everything within that triangle nice and light. So that's why I'm pulling this down a little bit farther than you may think you should. Making sure all the high points of the face are highlighted. So I haven't added any more product, just kind of using what's on there. Another great spot, instead of contouring with dark down the bridge of the nose, or down the sides of the nose, excuse me, I'm going to add it to just the center. That'll just naturally pull it up without changing your facial structure. All right, so another really important step is contouring. So when we contour, I'm going to use the bronze color that's in your palette. So this bronzer is really great for the contour. And remember, we're going to go right under this spot. So I'll do the rule of 3 again so you can see. So we're going to, where the index finger, pointer finger is going to go, that's where we're going to follow those lines. So I'm going to do the 3, which is going to start at her hairline, swoop underneath her cheekbone, and then go under her jawline. And I'm always telling my clients and students to get familiar with your facial structure, you know, really like push in there and figure out exactly where that indentation is. That'll help you tremendously with your makeup. So I'm using my blush brush, and I'm gonna tap that in, load the brush, and I'm gonna slowly build my intensity. So I'm gonna sweep along her hairline, dip under, and back around. So that's the 3. We're gonna do that on the other side, create another 3, and 3 plus 3 equals 8.
I was always so great at math.
I know. In the makeup world, 3 plus 3 equals 8. 8, just in case anyone's like thinking that I'm ridiculous right now. Sweeping a little bit of the excess onto the neckline. Now this look, again, is dark. I don't want to add a ton of dark, and she doesn't need a lot of contour. So after this round, I'm going to stop here. Build it to your desired comfort level. Again, always make this look your own, whatever you're most comfortable with. So if you would like the black to be completely rimmed out, using the eyeliner, adding all in your waterline, adding more of a cheek, whatever makes you feel most comfortable. All right, so the next we're gonna do is going over to the actual blush color, and we're gonna use the same brush and go in that little window that we've created. So as far as blush placement is concerned, we're going to start closer to the hairline, and we're going to stop about the outer corner of her eye. So I've loaded my brush, tapping off the excess, so I want to make sure I don't have a crazy bright pink spot on her cheek. So I'm going to go in with small circular motion, that way I'm buffing as I'm applying. So blending and applying. And this blush is great for this look because it has a little bit of a gold shimmer, and so that's really going to complement the highlight nicely. Just blending, bringing it down. Give me the other side. Tap, tap, tap. So where are you going to wear this fancy makeup? You going on a date tonight?
Oh, I would like to go on a date tonight. That would be nice. Yeah. I think I'm going to try to do this look myself on Friday. I'm going to a concert, so.
Perfect. Oh. You going to send me a selfie?
I will. I'll send you a selfie. Hashtag everything.
Hashtag Jules MTM. Then I'll find it. All right, so I'm just blending, blending, blending. Making sure everything's really soft. So even though this look is intense, it's really nice and soft. Again, sexy yet sophisticated. You can also use one of our molten lip colors. I know that you typically like more of a cream blush. Mm-hmm. So you could use our Pinky Peach or maybe Hot Mama Pink and just dot that in and blend it the same way that I just blended the powder. And then that'll give you more of like a blushing from within look.
And you said you can also do that under your foundation as well.
Yes, yes. That will give you more of that natural blush from within look. All right, so with this look, I've paired a nice pinky nude gloss. I'm just gonna top that. It's so similar to your natural lip color because, you know, the rule of thumb is dark eye, light lip, dark lip, light eye. But, you know, rules are meant to be broken. So that's just a guide if you won't feel like following the rules. I like to use brush and just kind of blend it out to the edges. All right, so we've got your nice soft smoky eye. We've got your cheeks in place, your highlight, a little bit of gloss. So let me show you and tell me what you think. Are you as smoky as you want to be?
That is perfect. And it's not too intense to
Right.
wear early in the day and then just build it up before you go out at night.
Right, right,
This is
exactly.
great. Oh, it's so pretty.
Thank you.
It is really sexy. So
Yeah.
that's really nice.
Yeah.
Right?
Super sexy. So we were talking about rules.
I like to break the rules.
I know. I had a feeling. So I was thinking, like, why not throw a dark lip in? So we're going to introduce our Ready or Not Red, which is one of our favorites. Looks good on all skin tones. We tested that with Savannah Fashion Week with all the models. So what I'm going to do is start applying this at the center and just working it down. And I did a video of different ways to wear this lip, so check that out if you don't actually want to do a full color red, if you want to do a stain, even a cheek, can make that happen. And this last and last and last. So just make sure that you do a lip scrub so your lips are nice and supple, not dry and peely. So my lip scrub is like such a client favorite that we added the recipe
in the package.
Yeah, so that way you can have the perfect lip. So what I'm going to do now is just kind of create little dashes along her lip line. So that way I don't have to worry about my hand being so steady to where I'm drawing a straight line. I'm going to cheat it a little bit. Also, another great trick is adding concealer with an angled all the way around. So now we're going to go in and we're going to connect the dots. Take your time, don't rush. Get familiar with the red before you have somewhere to be in a hurry. Because that's really frustrating when you make a mistake and you kind of defeat yourself. So, and that's, I always suggest playing with makeup when you have nowhere to go. That way you know what you want to do. So when you have that date night that I keep saying that you're going on tonight,
it'll be effortless for you.
Yeah, practice makes perfect in all things. So connecting the dots and dashes. There we go. So that's how to kick up this look a notch or 10 and have a really, really bold statement look. Check that out.
Oh, I love this.
So this is perfect for that girls' night out, date night.
That's perfect for date night, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks so much.
No, thank you.
And cut.